she was right there. I'm like, oh, I will murder anybody. I will seduce you into whatever it is that she's powerful, and it was so fun to really be transformed into her.
Yeah, I think the closest we've gotten to playing bald is like the Snapchat filters that show you what you're bald, and it's like that's
you
the closest
because I just found one of my memories from 2021, and I was like, foreshadowing, and I thought my head was pretty good, so I was like, true, it's good.
Turned out to work out in the end.
Worked out. Thank
you
God.
would audition just like this is what it could look like.
Yes, I could just be like, here. Yeah. Do you see it? Do you see my vision? Because I have a lot of hair. It's Latina hair, so I'm like, they did good.
It's great to talk to you again. It's been a few months.
Just a few.
Just a few. It's like no time has passed at all. We have to first tell you both, we were lucky to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year and CCXP in Brazil.
Oh, grad.
And the...
Portuguese, yes.
Yeah,
right.
Good. I'm here. I'm present.
The loudest crowds we have ever been part of have been for those Star Trek panels.
Oh, yeah.
So this popped off. Yeah, people were popping off. People are so excited for Section 31. Yes. So we have to ask both of you, what did it mean for each of you to be joining the Star Trek universe? And Kacey, we'll start with you.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what an opportunity, right? Like canon character, Rachel Garrett, big boots to fill. Trisha O'Neill's she planted so many incredible seeds for me. But yeah, I think just like an incredible opportunity, such a legacy. Feel really proud to be a part of it. And yeah, just an incredibly like warm bubble bath type feeling of everyone I've encountered, cast, crew, everybody. Like it's been really, really lovely. And yeah, that's my bet.
Yes. I mean, listen, I'm from Toronto. Star Trek shoots here. We got a Star Trek stage. Mm-hmm. It's a milestone and a rite of passage for any Canadian to want to be in Star Trek. And I mean, who doesn't want to be bald and wear a badass dress and be in space kicking butt? I mean, that for me is like, that was it. I'm like, I'm sold. Let's go. So to be a part of this truly it's a dream. And I get to check it off my list now.
Yeah. Incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
Love that so much. And speaking of the badass dress and being bald, Mel has such a distinct look. I'm wondering how much of that look kind of informed how you're going to be playing this character as a Delta.
Oh, yes. One of the first things I felt was, as a woman, I think hair tends to be such a huge conversation, how you wear it, if you have it or not. And the fact that I felt so beautiful being bald, and it really made me wonder what the definition of beauty is. And, I thought of people who shave their head or have hair because they or don't have hair for a condition or health issues or whatever it is. And I thought, there's so much beauty and simply existing like literally in your own skin. And I felt very powerful being bald. I got a lot of compliments on my bald head, and now I know that if I ever shaved my head,
you have a good
head for it. You're like,
you do.
There's a skull.
It's
great. So, I love how different that was for me. I wasn't sure at first. I mean, it's such a risk to go into that, and like, what if it doesn't work out? What if but the second I was bald and in that dress, it just, she was right there. I'm like, oh, I will murder anybody. I will seduce you into whatever it is that she's powerful, and it was so fun to really be transformed into her.
Yeah, I think the closest we've gotten to playing bald is like the Snapchat filters that show you what you're bald, and it's like that's the closest
because I just found one of my memories from 2021, and I was like, foreshadowing, and I thought my head was pretty good, so I was like, true, it's good.
Turned out to work out in the end.
Worked out. Thank
you
God.
would audition just like this is what it could look like.
Yes, I could just be like, here. Yeah. Do you see it? Do you see my vision? Because I have a lot of hair. It's Latina hair, so I'm like, they did good.
They really did. Kacey, for yourself, like we said, we've gone to see Captain Rachel Garrett before, and now we get to see her in a whole new era. So how did you want to make her your own coming into Section 31?
Yeah, thanks for that. I think there was a point in time when I first booked it where I was like, I have to do Trisha's voice. And then I was like, no, that's going to be mask work. And my job here, because we're earlier in her journey, is to bring myself to it. Tunde really encouraged me in that too. My audition, we went in so many different directions. There so many colors of me as a human came out in those, and I think he got excited by that palette, and told me so because he's so good with giving people their flowers and appreciations. So I think I felt free to freer, that I've allowed myself to feel, really, to play in many different directions and, bring her humor out, bring a little sarcasm, that she doesn't have to be so stony and contained, like, to end up, for her to be in Section 31, there's something going on with her, some bit of rebel spirit or something that's active and churning. And so that's hopefully what was sneaking through a little bit.
You did amazing. Watching you work, I was like, yes, Kacey, you're the best.
I felt this.
And it's fun seeing those moments come out too, because again, like we know where this character's going, but even getting to see them like in the club and having like that different look for them too, right? It's cool to fill in those gaps of like, this is somebody who has a life outside of Starfleet, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting when you have those characters that are like so locked into that life to get the colors outside, to see more of them.
She's fun.
She's fun.
Yeah,
And
She wants to have fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you colored her in beautifully. So
Thank you so much.
Now, Humberly, you get to be one of the luckiest people out there by having your feet in both amazing fandoms. Talking Star Wars, talking Star Trek here. What's been the most rewarding part about all that?
Oh, the fans, absolutely. I mean, I'm walking into two very big franchises that it's unreal for me that I was working in both of these simultaneously. And the cool thing about it was that one of them is live action, and I get to actually step into a spaceship and see all of the costumes and the props and be transformed. The other one, it's a world that I know very well, but it was all in my mind's eye. I am wearing a literal wetsuit and there's nothing I'm looking at. They're like, and then there's a planet and there's this and an alien and we're shooting. And so it really, as an actor, it exercised my ability to show up in both of these franchises in such a different way. But, I do think Kay Vess would do very well in Section 31.
Oh yeah,
She's a badass.
she's run the table for sure.
So in a way, there's a similar thread here that maybe the reason I'm in them is because what I bring to these characters, there's a story to be told in both places, different and similarly. Yeah.
And we do need like a Nyx like character.
We do. We need a pet.
Yeah.
My dog could have been there. Your dog could have been
My
there.
dog, who turns 5 today, just saying.
Happy birthday,
birthday.
Agnes.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
We need to talk about Michelle Yeoh
Yes, we do.
because she is incredible, and seeing her in this world is so fun. And I think her line reading of just saying "meh" in this, iconic, absolutely iconic.
My alarm when I wake up in the
Like
Meh?
meh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm there.
Yeah.
What's she like as a scene partner? What's it like working with her?
generous.
Playful.
Yeah.
She's inviting. You think seeing her from screen in the screen, you're like, oh gosh, but you're like royalty and all of this. But instantly, when I was in her energy, she's like, come here, I got you.
She's open.
Yeah.
For somebody that has reached her level of success, to still allow herself to like let people in and to go into other people. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah, she's so playful in this too, right?
know.
So it's so cool seeing like this totally different side of her in this. Right?
She's a little jokester, man.
She's
Like,
that in real life, and that's why I'm like, she shines because it's so her spirit.
she's so funny.
Yeah.
She's a very funny person. I don't think
Naturally.
people know that about her.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know, she's like flying over top the building.
It's true. No, she truly is
getting
fantastic.
sucked into a bagel or whatever. Like she's,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Just casual.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Now, we love that Star Trek has these, big moments in pop culture where everyone starts loving it and then it goes down, it comes back up. And right now, it feels like we've been in this Star Trek renaissance for such a long time. Why do you think people keep coming back to it?
It's got so much history, representation. The stories are always going to pull at your heartstrings, whether you love it or not. I think anything that is incredible in this world is always going to be polarizing. And if you're going to say you hate it, I think you secretly love it. You just want to be different. But you love us and you have to admit it. But no, I think it'll always be relatable.
I think it's historically too been a world that we can run our world through. There's just enough distance that we can look at the hard stuff and process it in a different way. And I think that's a really special thing about Trek that I think keeps bringing people back.
Yeah, there's so many stories to tell in this universe, and it's amazing that we could get so many different things happening all at the same time as well. So I think that's what's been amazing to see.
Yeah. Honestly, Kacey, Humberly, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so fantastic in it, and we hope to get to talk to you again in the future. Okay, humbly again, round 3 we got to go for sure.
Okay, let's go. What's the next?
Let's go.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's been great.